Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It is storming outside, so I cannot go outside in the car and do this live. So, not really sure where to start at this point, but I know that I have to start. So, let me see if I can share this. Rita. Might have to go outside because I just don't see it. Okay. Hey, V, can you see me? Because it said it was a slow connection. Let me know if you can hear me and see me good. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's storming. I was going to go in the car and do this, but I'm not able to do it because it's lightning out there. So I'm just going to be on here for a little while and then jump off. Not knowing, see, right now it's coming up as slow connection. And I'm in the living room, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I don't even know where to start, V. I know I was supposed to start tonight because I should have started this long time ago, talking about certain situations. You know, I'm just getting more and more about the fact that my sister didn't want to die, and we can't seem to let it go because I know that she does not want us to let it go. I've tried to shake it off, and I just can't shake it off. I've been stuck over a year. You know, I ain't made no moves on how I normally make moves. I'm just purely stuck. This morning I felt so defeated that if God was to call me, I would be ready. Because it just seemed like every time you try to do the right thing, it turns out to either be wrong, or when you try to go right, you go left. You know? So, try not to feel defeated, but it's a hard thing. I did that first depression clip on how it really feels to be without her, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be feeling this way and I would lose one of my siblings. You know, by me being the oldest, I felt like I was the one that would go first. You know, and we struggle a lot. You know, people struggle a lot. Some people are not close with their siblings. Like I said, I'm the oldest. My brother and I are 5 years apart. Yolanda and I are 7 years apart. And, you know, you all know because you've been, Vern, you know, because you've been there all the way. So, having my sister for 45 years, I had her for the total 45 years. You know, being the oldest, my job was to babysit her and my brother. So, you know, when she died, I didn't have a chance to mourn her. So what I realized is that I was in delayed grief. I think it hit me. You know what? I can't even pinpoint when it hit me when she passed away. And trying to move forward between losing John and then losing her. It's a big difference because I can't say Hey, Aya, how you? Hey, Cherie. I can't say that the grief is the same. It's not the same. John's death, I'm able to be a little bit more at peace with his death because, you know, being with him a long period of time and then seeing him when he was good, then all the way through, you know, when he was ready to go. I struggled a little bit, but it wasn't as hard as this one. I know for a fact I'm struggling. I'm struggling very hard, and I know that. I know that I'll never be the same. I'm completely changed. I will forever be changed. There's nothing I can do about it. Trying to fight the process of her having this surgery and not talking to the family. It concerns me because we have a lot of people going to the doctors, not talking to people about whatever is going on. I think coming on here to suggest that relationships that we build with each other is really important. Now I feel that way because I am getting older, and sometimes I don't feel the closeness that I should feel when it comes to my family. You know, my friends are my family. I feel more closer to my friends than I do my own family. So, and it's been that way since I was able to realize it. She did not communicate to me, I can speak for me, that she was going to have this surgery. She had a bariatric surgery. My sister struggled a lot with her depression, like I have. It wasn't the same, but she didn't talk to me about it. I really wish she would have went into a good conversation with me about it. She did say something to me about it, and I told her that I wasn't in agreement with me because I wasn't going to have it. The doctors tried to get me to have the surgery because I'm way overweight, and I declined it. I have diverticulitis. She had Crohn's. Hey, Mom, I see you on there. She had Crohn's, you know, irritable bowel syndrome on top of that. And they want to cut out the curved part of my intestines. And they couldn't guarantee that it was going to work. And the doctor told me that it's a possibility that it could leak. Hey, Tanya. Grandma Tanya. Sis Tanya. I said Grandma Tanya. I thought Elijah was out here. He's gone to take his shower. Anyway, it wasn't a guarantee that it was going to work to fix my problem. So I made a decision that I wasn't going to have the surgery unless I needed to have it, like life-threatening. So for her to turn around and have this surgery and me not knowing, I just feel like maybe I missed something. You know what I'm saying? To where she was not able to talk to me about her process. I really wish she would have went into detail. I don't think she let my mother know until... You want the spray bottle? I don't think she let my mother know that she had the surgery until it was over. When I saw her at the baby shower for my niece, her daughter, she was telling me that day she was going to get her gallbladder removed. She was just as happy as she could be. She really couldn't eat at all, but she wasn't sickly. So I noticed after that, after she got her gallbladder removed, she started to decline a lot. I didn't know what was going on with her at all. So at the end of the day, I just went on her request. When she requested me to come to the hospital to be with her, to sit with her, I think back then she was afraid that she was going to pass away. I didn't know what was going on with her. She didn't talk to me about it. She didn't tell me anything until we were getting close to like a month before she passed away. She didn't say that she was going to die. She just asked me certain questions, and I feel like I missed it. Like I missed her signs of letting me know that she was going to cross over. Because she asked me one time, what does it mean when you see people that have already passed away? She said she saw my grandfather, and she saw her first favorite cousin, which was Tyron. And I asked her, did they say anything? And she said no. And from my experience working with hospice patients, most of the time it means that you're going to cross over. And I asked her, I said, do you feel like you're going to pass away? Do you think you're going to pass away? And she said no. To me, in my heart, I believe that they told her that there was nothing more that they could do for her, and she wanted to fight it. Because she did say that she wasn't ready to die. She did tell me that. And just trying to work with her through the process and finally getting her to sign the paperwork for the advance directive, it made me feel a little bit better because, you know, at least we were able to get on board with her. It was me and her daughter, the baby girl, that was a part of her advance directive. And then we had agreed that because my mom was so far away, that we would also add her to it for wherever she was at. That way my mom could always get the information, because my mom is very thorough about getting all the information and researching and the tests and knowing when you're connected to a jackass. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I believe that the doctor that she saw, Dr. Barry Green, I think that's his first name, Dr. Barry Green, and his son, I can't remember the son's name. Mom, if you still on here, put his son's name in the chat, in the text. I believe they did something to her. I know they did something to her. Number one, they did the surgery, and then they disappeared. They basically just let her go. They would not respond when she went to the hospital at all. They tried to reach out to him. You know, when they do that, when you're in the hospital, they have the hospitalists, they have, they reach out to your primary care, whoever they need to reach out. Anyway, they left her. Okay. I've been on Facebook a couple times, and I see this bariatric surgery is very popular. I see a few people going through MedStar. I got connected with one girl. She said that she went to Washington Hospital Center, had her procedure done, and they basically just let her hang out there. She's still living. She got really sick. She's in the process now of deciding what she's going to do, if she's going to file charges against them or what. But I'm seeing this a lot more here lately, where we're not communicating with friends and loved ones when we're going through these procedures. Just to let you know that when we play secret squirrel and we don't say anything to people, if something is to happen to where you're unable to talk, you can't communicate at all. Just for example, when my husband had a stroke, he wasn't able to, if you talk to him, you would think that he was in his right mind and he could make decisions for himself. And that was not true. He couldn't make decisions for himself. So I had to make the decisions for him. But if anything ever like that was to happen, where you're talking to the doctors and they're telling you that you're going for a procedure, even if it's just going for a colonoscopy and you got to go under, you need to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody and tell them, just for by any chance that God calls you home, that we don't have to be, the people that you leave behind don't have to struggle with what you left here. I'm struggling with what my sister left here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm struggling. It's not gonna change. It's just not gonna change. She left 4 children here. She left 10 grandchildren at the time. It is now 11, I believe. Could be 12. One more could be on the way. Not too sure. But it's 11. Before she passed away, we had a discussion. I was going to get her hooked up with my cardiac doctor. because I felt like she needed to get some regulation on her blood pressure. She went to Shady Grove. She never talked to me about any cardiac doctor. I believe that they let her die. At the end of the day, I had to think about my own situation as well. I know if I go to the hospital, I believe I will be a candidate for them to let me die. And I say this because I don't play games. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not going to go in there as a bad patient or anything like that. But if you come to me talking off the wall and saying any old thing, I'm going to say something back. So because I know what I'm talking about and I put people on the spot, I believe that I will be a candidate that they would let me officially pass away. I know that for sure. I know that for a fact. At the end of the day, I feel like when you're going for any type of procedure, even if it's dental, anything, something small that you think is very small can turn out to be very big. I suggest that everybody get an advance directive. I suggest that you talk to somebody and tell them, what you're getting ready to do. Only to the people that you truly trust, or the person that you truly trust, because not everybody is connected with their family. Talk to somebody, let them know what you're going through. You're going to have the talk eventually on what your wishes are. My sister and I, we did talk about it. At the end of the day, we got sidetracked off of, her service, and, we were basically just trying to let everybody have a piece of her at that point. And to say their final goodbyes, even though she was already gone. But we didn't do it the way that she wanted to do it. She didn't want a service. She just wanted to be cremated. And as far as anybody coming to see her, she said invitation only. And if anybody know my sister meant every word. Because she ain't like a lot of people, and she would cuss you out in a second. So having her say that and write that, it meant a lot, because we was able to communicate, not even knowing that she was dying. These doctors don't care most of the time. They just want you to give up the money. Right now, I'm seeing that the medical industry is falling apart, and nobody cares about nobody. These big corporations, you got the Adventist Healthcare, you got MedStar. MedStar used to be top notch. They're no longer top notch. They're letting you die. They're doing whatever they need to do necessary to let you die. That's why I think it's very important for people to get a power of attorney when it comes to the medical part as well. Have the conversation and walk with the person that is going through a medical crisis. It's very important. I'm no longer able to do the job that I used to do in healthcare. My health has changed drastically. I am now trying to put everything together just in case. Anything can happen at any time. You understand? I know God has called me to do something with my sister's case. My mother is working hard. She worked very hard on her case before she even passed away. And after she passed away, she worked even harder. I will be going on Facebook to start a channel to talk a little bit more in depth about mental health and things like that. I know 2 people that already went through the process of the bariatric surgery. And to my understanding, they went through, actually I know 3. They went through, they had to go get counseling before they went through this. I don't believe that they walked my sister through this process. I think they just wanted to get it done and get the money and, let it go just like that. Because as far as I'm concerned, they didn't take good care of her. They really didn't. So, in that process of her passing away, going away from here, our job is not done. So, coming on here tonight, I was pushed to do this. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to talk about. Wasn't sure what I was supposed to say. Y'all know I don't like to do live. I usually do pre-recorded. So anytime something comes to mind, I will pre-record it and just post it. But tonight I was supposed to go live. I had to be obedient to God because I was supposed to go live. Long time ago, and I just didn't because I just couldn't get myself together. I don't like going live. But at the end of the day, I know tonight I was supposed to start. So I'm on here, I'm rambling. I'm saying what I'm feeling. And regardless of how it looks, it was boring. At this point I don't care. I just have to be obedient to Christ. So I'm following what I'm supposed to do tonight. And I'm here. Not gonna be on here too long because it is storming outside. I was gonna be in the car, but it's lightning out there and it's raining. So I'm on here for a little bit. But take heed to what I'm saying. If you're going through a medical procedure or anything, or even dental stuff, let somebody know, just in case anything could happen at any time. We never know. We don't know the plans that God has sometimes, and things happen unexpectedly. Get with somebody, talk to them, and tell them what your plans are or what you need. Have that support. Is the best thing. It's the best thing that you could ever have. Somebody you can trust. I have wonderful people backing me up. All my friends are from school. You understand? Cherie, I've been knowing her ever since she was a little girl when they lived across the hall. And she's still in my life. Mama Tanya, Sister Tanya is Elijah's grandmother. I've been knowing her ever since Elijah was a little baby. And very supportive. You know, it's a big deal. And right now in my life, I feel bad for my parents because they had to bury their child. Her children are really having a hard time. They all have children of their own now, and trying to help them maneuver their emotions and what they have to go through. It's a hard thing. They're all in their 20s. And to lose her, that was their foundation, basically. And to lose her, it took the breath right out of them, you know. Trying to stand and be, you know, very supportive with them. You know, my mom being, you know, out of the state. I'm here. My brother's here. My brother's also struggling with it. You know, like I said, this type of grief, I've never experienced it in my life. I've never been this stuck before in my life. I've never been this angry about somebody dying in my life. Most of the time when I'm connected to people that are getting ready to cross over, it's an assignment coming from Christ. There's no anger towards it. There's no regrets towards it. With her, I just feel like I was robbed, you know. We all know that God don't make no mistakes, but I feel like I was robbed, you know. 45 years of her was not long enough for me. We were just getting to our sweet spot as being sisters. The week before she passed away, we had decided that we were going to get together because it was going to be spring break. So getting her connected with my cardiac doctor was the number one thing on the list. And seeing the kids, seeing the grandkids, you know, was going to make her feel happier because that's what she wanted. Because she had been away from everybody. She had missed her baby girl's baby shower and stuff. We FaceTimed her at the event, but it's just not the same because she's always been apart. You know what I'm saying? She was always apart. It's just been very hard. It's been very hard. I would love to file charges against every doctor that she was connected with. because I just don't feel like they gave her any justice. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They gave us a hard time of getting the autopsy. That doctor, Dr. Barry Green, he botched it so that we couldn't get an autopsy to cover his ass and his son's ass. But karma got everybody's address, and it's not over. It's definitely not over. You know, people say without no body you have no case. Bullshit. Okay? It's enough evidence to push it forward, even if we can't find an attorney to take the case. They know we have a case. It's just so many layers to it that they don't even know where to start. And it's a heavy case. We're talking about millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Okay? Reporting the doctors when they're not doing the right thing. You know, you have to advocate for yourself. To know what you stand for, what you need. If something ain't right, you need to ask questions. And also have that support. That support right there will help you a lot. Because when you're going down and you're feeling sick, you know, you don't have the energy to do everything that you need to do. You know, your mental plays with you a lot. Like, am I getting ready to cross over now? I'm not ready. I got things that are not in place. You know what I'm saying? So having that support system is very important. So, yeah, basically I feel like I wasn't there enough. But I had to work all the time. You know, life of what it is and what it was. I had to work. And I always felt like I wasn't moving fast enough to help take care of my family. You know, some of the times I wasn't making enough. And I just had to work. I had to work all the time. So I missed out a lot on a lot of things. But life is what it is. You know, you got to do what you got to do. I can't beat myself up about it. Because I know I had to do what I had to do at that time. You know, I was there when I needed to be there. You know, when she was sick, and we finally knew that she was, you know, she was getting sicker, and there was nothing more that they could do. And when they sent her home, you know, we had no indication that she was going to die. I didn't, at least. The morning that I got the call that they found her unresponsive, I was headed to go get a colonoscopy done. And they had been trying to do my procedure for over 2 years because I was taking care of John. I had to cancel everything because I had nobody to watch him because he was going down. He was declining a lot. And we're talking about like having seizures at a drop of a dime. And I just had to be with them all the time, to where I even had to shut down my own business to take care of him. So it was rough. So anyway, I had to go get this colonoscopy done. I had them show me her before I went in, just in case they came to pick her body up, you know, before I got to her. I knew that I was going to be with her after that. And they forbid you to do that because you're under anesthesia. But I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to get to her. So before I could get to her, my brother was already there. Now, some people know my brother, some people don't. Him and Yolanda were closer than I were because they were closer in age. So he had to be with her all that time. And when he got there, she was on the floor because they were trying to resuscitate her. Her bed was too soft, so when that happens, they put you on the floor for support. So he had to help get her placed on the bed. So if you could imagine your loved one having to pick your body up off the floor and place you on the bed. Now, my brother is facing trauma, and some things that he says is far off to other people. Some people understand it, some people don't. Now, he's going through trauma. He's still going through trauma. I knew this was going to happen, that I wanted him to go talk to somebody to talk it out. He cries all the time. It's not any better from the first day that she passed away. Having that mental image in your head for the rest of your life, that stuff doesn't go away. And for people to try to attack him at times, it's kind of irritating because I gotta hold my tongue. I hold my tongue because I have little ones that are depending on me. And if I flip out, then, you know, I could possibly be in trouble. And I just try to keep myself and try to be supportive as much as I can. But at the end of the day, trauma is trauma. And everybody handles things differently. And for him to have to bear that for the rest of his life, for me, is very heartbreaking. I've been in the medical industry for a long time. I felt like I should have known the signs that she was declining. I felt like I missed it. I felt like I even missed it with my own husband when he was saying stuff. But at the end of the day, I know I did what God had wanted me to do. I do not believe that God wanted it any other way when he called her home. When I got to her, she didn't have any trauma marks on her. It was hours before I got to her, a couple hours before I got to her. I went into work mode once I, went to view her. I held her, I kissed her. But in that process, I was looking to see if there was any trauma on her body, if there was any struggle marks or anything like that. Fingerprints, anything, I just automatically kicked it in gear when it came to that. I walked my brother. We prayed over her body. Me and my brother were in the room with her. After they got her together, we prayed over her. I wanted him to come out, as they were preparing to take her out, because that right there, I just didn't feel like that he should have been able to, he wouldn't have been able to handle that part. But at the end of the day, we did what we had to do as siblings. We stepped in, for our parents. My father was in the hospital, had just had a kidney transplant. And if you can imagine getting a call that your daughter has passed away while you were in the hospital yourself, fighting for your own life. So our family has gone through a lot of stuff. Last year we lost 4 people back to back, and my sister was one of them. So fast forwarding to a year later, things have not gotten any better. It's gotten worse. I myself want to make sure that the kids and the grandkids are okay. I promised her that. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to sugarcoat something to you, especially if you're going to do something that's going to wreck your life. Whether you're mad, you're going to be mad or not, I can't let you harm yourself. I have to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But when you're emotionally attached, you just say it how you want to say it. So, in the process of keeping my promise to her, sometimes you have to let go and leave people where they are, because sometimes they show you that they don't need your help, or the type of help that they're looking for you can't give them because you're struggling to try to help yourself. I want to be able to make sure that all 4 of her kids are straight, therefore they can take care of their own children as well, and we can all enjoy each other. It's a hard thing because everybody's dealing with the grief different. We all have different emotions. We all have different tempers. Some shut down, some block each other out, some separate. At the end of the day, they got little children, and it's very hard because you want to make sure that they understand that even though you're grieving, don't make your kids go through that same grief that you're going through. For me, raising my nephew, when he came, my husband had to come and be here. He was not as sick as he was. So I made sure that I had to make sure I separated his care and my nephew's care. Because at that time he was 5. At the end of the day, it still doesn't matter how old he was and how old he is. That's not for him to bear. You know what I'm saying? Kids gonna go through their own stuff. They don't need to be wrapped up in grown folk stuff. So I kept the situation separate. You know, he saw Uncle John. He knew Uncle John. He saw Uncle John when he had 2 legs. He saw Uncle John when he had 1 leg. So it's a process, you know, that my husband went through. But at the end of the day, I did not wrap my nephew in on that. You know, I try to keep it separate. So even now, when I'm grieving, sometimes it hits me out of the blue. And I don't want him to see me go into depression because it may rub off on him. He's got his own stuff that he has to go through as a little boy. You know what I'm saying? I can't wrap my emotions up and put it off on him. It's not fair to him. You understand? This is my journey. This is my journey. So trying to make them understand that what you feel, you're gonna feel it. But at the end of the day, don't make your children pay for what you're feeling. Because you're gonna feel it. You have to. But your push is your children. Your motivation to carry on is your children. You understand? When you get to the point to where you feel like you can't handle it, you can't take it, that's when you need to feel like you can reach out. See, with me, I'm angry at all the people that she was connected with down here, her so-called friends and all that, because I feel like you can't force somebody to do things, okay? But I just feel like they knew that this is what she wanted to do. They knew it. Sometimes I want to say, why didn't y'all stop her? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't y'all tell her she didn't need that? You know, what's good for another person is not good for somebody else. I feel like that. I feel like she didn't have no real friends. I got to keep it 100. I feel like she didn't have no real good friends. There's one friend that I met, was her best friend, Kizzy. You know, at the time that she was going down. I had a conversation with her just recently at the birthday party. And we didn't go into detail about a lot of things. But she helped me realize a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? My sister talked to more people than Kizzy. Kizzy is, as far as I can see, right now, she's a part of the family. She's the godmother of her daughter's little girl. She was the last best friend that my sister had. She was like a sister to her. The sister that she was real connected with is my brother's fiance. I just say wife. The fiance part is out the window for me. They were closer than anybody because even when my sister was going off, she would call her and they would have these conversations and stuff. And she even told her if something was to happen to her, don't let nobody else do her hair. I can honestly say that I saw my brother's wife in a different light when she had to do my sister's hair. They had these conversations before that if something was to happen, don't let nobody else do my hair. She did her hair. Okay? I can actually say that her aura, her spirit is very calm, very loving, very nurturing. And I saw her in a different a different light. I saw her in a different light. Before my sister got sick, I'm just gonna be transparent. I'm just gonna be open with you. I was kind of upset. I was upset with her relationship with my sister, because no jealousy or nothing like that. I was more upset that the girls connected to her more than they connected to me. And what I had to realize is that I'm very stern. I don't play a lot of games. And I come off kind of rough sometimes. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Some people cannot handle the truth. Even with myself, I struggle with handling the truth sometimes. Self-criticism, it is what it is. We all go through that. It hurt me a lot, because I felt like they liked her and cared about her more than they did me, their own blood. I got through that, got over it, got past it, whatever. My sister was telling me that she wanted me to get to the point to where I could connect more with Tanya, because Tanya is our sister. You know what I'm saying? We don't even look at her as we don't even look at her as a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? She's more of a sister to us. I don't know. It's kind of strange. But Yolanda connected with her. And I just felt like it was a blessing, because she needed that. She needed to be connected to Kizzy. Okay? Her and Kizzy had long conversations and everything. They took a lot of pictures, had a ball, which was great. If my sister was okay with everything and with her, hey, I mean, what could I say? What could I say? I was very angry. I'm not gonna lie, I was very angry that whoever knew about what she was doing, they didn't share it with the family. But I don't think my sister wanted us all to know. I just don't think that she wanted us to know. I don't. Hey, Tanya. Now I see your hearts up there. Hey, Lulu. I see you on there. I just been running my mouth. I ain't been paying attention to the comments on here. Yeah, I was just very angry, because whoever she was connected with, I just felt like they should have told her not to do that. She wouldn't have listened to you anyway. Don't even matter. She was going to do what she wanted to do, when she wanted to do it, how she wanted to do it. That's just how she lived. And she lived her life the way she wanted to live it, and that was it at the end of the day. I just feel like I was robbed of her, you know. I did the best I could with her. She always told me that I was the best sister that she could ever have, which is fine. And I appreciate her telling me that, you know. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just feel like, you know, maybe if her and I would have connected a little bit more, I could have walked her through this process. Taking care of other people, and then when it turns around to be someone connected to your own family, and you're not able to take care of them the way that you've taken care of everybody else, it does something to you. It leaves some type of void. So, trying to shake that off in the process. I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm still fighting my husband's stuff, and he's been gone. It'll be 3 years this June. Not realizing that it's been 3 years. You know, with my sister's process, we're going to fight and speak for her on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I know God is with me regardless of what I'm doing. So, I'm going to be okay. We're going to be okay. You know, my mother is there. She's doing so much stuff. And one of the strongest women I know. You know, to be able to fight a battle for your baby. You know, we all got kids. Just imagine having to lay down your child. You understand? Regardless of how old or how young they are. That's her child. You know what I'm saying? The frustration of not being able to get the answers The frustration of people closing the door. You understand? The frustration of people not wanting to assist with finding out what happened and why. You understand? Maybe changing some of the laws about the way that they do certain things. Where that spray bottle at? Because they get ready to show off. The way that they do certain things. It still angers me about how they handle things. We were really trying to get an autopsy. We went through a lot before we had the service for my sister. That devil was really sneaky. He really tried to cover his ass. He really did. And by the time I'm finished with this, whatever God has me to do, him and his son is going to know what they did wrong. And from my understanding, this is not the first time they've done this. Most of the time, people give up the fight because it's so much, connected to it. But my family, we don't back down from any type of fight, especially when we believe in something and we're very passionate about it. We're running into the ground until the answer is done. Regardless if we don't have a body or not, there's still some answers that need to be answered. So, some questions that need to be answered. And putting the pieces together, it's something. It's almost like you're starting it, and then all of a sudden you're right back at square one again. So I thank y'all for taking the time to come on here to listen to me be open about the situation, and to understand that when you see me, just understand that I'm a different person. I'm not the same emotionally. Physically and mentally, I'm completely drained. Trying to figure out what the next move is. And when I get off of here, I have to go into prayer because I don't know what else that they are leading me to do. But I will be having more and more conversations because I need more people that went through this process to come forward and tell me what their experiences were. If they don't feel ashamed, give me the doctor's names and the process to see where they went wrong with her. Sometimes it's both. It's the doctor and the patient at the same time. One more example is when you have a patient and you see something that's not right and you're advocating for the patient and you see that the medical industry is getting an attitude with you. Just remember to cover your tracks. Document everything, who you talk to. Pay attention to your summary, because I'm telling you, they change the doctor's names on the summary when you're in the hospital. They did that to my husband. They put a doctor on that sheet that does not even work at the hospital that he was at. He was at MedStar of Montgomery, and I called him out on it. And this was at the time when he was getting ready to pass away. And I had to report it. I also had to talk to the hospital advocate. Because, see, they think they slick. Everybody think they slick. They always try to do slick stuff. When you go in there with guns blazing, before you even talk to anybody, just understand. You have to leave that patient there. And you are trusting them to take care of your loved one. So, it's very stressful on both sides. Because when you're taking care of somebody, it's no longer about you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a life. It's about them. So, doing this for over 20 some years, I feel like this is brand new to me. Because I'm struggling to try to get through it. Struggling to try to get through it. I want my family to be okay. And that's a strong thing to say, to be okay. Yolanda was a force to be reckoned with. She was very unique. She did not know how valuable she was. So I'm going to tell you, if you all don't know how valuable you are, you're very valuable. Nobody told you that you're valuable. I'm going to tell you that you're very valuable. I don't know anybody that could not bring value. It just It's all in how you bring yourself forward. I got people now that I know that are pure burdens. They bring nothing to the table. And if they was to pass away, the sad thing is nobody would even feel like there was a void, because you bring nothing but a headache and just garbage. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has value. I'm just saying, everybody has value. Don't ever let nobody make you feel like you don't count, like you just blowing smoke. Everybody has value. Everybody has value at the end of the day. When you hate people, just understand there's somebody that loves them same people that you hate. Pray for them. Leave them alone. If they don't bring you no good. You bring them peace and they don't give you the same peace, you shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving at the end of the day. So I think that's about enough that I can say. Mental health plays a lot with everything. If a person won't go get therapy, there's nothing that you can do about it. Lend an ear, lend a little bit of time. Don't waste too much time. You know, I feel like sometimes I've wasted a whole year just sitting on this. But just understand, I couldn't make no moves. I couldn't make no moves. It was just too hard for me. It was too hard for me. Even now, with her ashes, I have her little urn. I can't even bring myself to transfer her ashes in her urn. I just can't do it. Like I said, this is different for me. And as God is my witness, I'm gonna move through it. So when I post things on Facebook, I would appreciate all the shares. I have a couple of pieces of jewelry that I dedicate to her. I will be going live soon with the paparazzi jewelry. I will dedicate a part of the show to her pieces, and that's to benefit the cause. Just in case we run across some legal issues that we're trying to pursue, and advertising about the awareness of mental health and bariatric surgery. You know, those things cost when you're putting out advertisement and things like that. I've been studying and doing my part, but I've decided to dedicate a part of paparazzi to her cause, and building a store for her. Her nickname was Yogi. So I will post a few things whenever you all see it on my personal page. All Great Jewelry is the business page. Great Jewelry, I believe. It's got a diamond heart with a black background. If you all go on Facebook and like that page, I would appreciate that. I'm trying to bring up the numbers, trying to build up the YouTube channel on top of that. Mental health, like I said, is like a target. My brother has got trying to get together a mentorship in sports for the younger generation that needs it. So hopefully that will start soon. But in the process, mental health is like the base foundation of what we're all talking about, because we all go through things and we all struggle with mental health. When it comes to, not saying that people are crazy, but the fact that you're dealing with people that sometimes you just want to I don't know if Facebook will let me say it or not. Sometimes you just want them to just get about your face. I'm just going to say that. And you need some type of outlet. And then it plays a part, especially if you're a good person and you love 100% and you do all that you can do for people and they still stab you in your back. It shuts you all the way down when you try to do the right thing and turns out wrong. Mental health is just a big deal. I can just say that. So I think, coming on live and talking to people and, talking about different topics, could be about relationships, whatever, any type of relationship, anything that's going to help people go through the process of what it is of this thing called life. Because at the end of the day, we never know when our time is up. This morning, I felt like, like I just said, if God was to call me home this morning, I would just say, you know what? Because I'm sick of dealing with dumb people. I'm sick of dealing with stupid people. So at the end of the day, you just got to keep pushing and pressing through. And it makes a difference when you have somebody that you can talk to and lean on. You understand? So even if it's just that one person, you know what I'm saying? Take a walk, talking to yourself, holding a meeting with yourself. Because I've done that several times. Sometimes I go to the car and do that because I want to get out of this apartment. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this apartment for 30 some years. And I'm actually ready for a different atmosphere, a different place, a different space. Because I just feel suffocated, and I'm ready for a change. I feel like this step right here is for a new beginning. Trying to get a balance with the family. I want the family to come together a little bit more. Not taking each other for granted or anything like that, or only reaching out when you need something, but checking on each other to see if everything is okay. You understand? Be there to help the person move forward. Because when you get stuck, it's a hellified thing to get stuck, and you have responsibilities, and you have children, and you know that you have to take care of them, but you feel so stuck that you don't know what to do, and you don't know which way to go. Sometimes you're not going to like what you hear, but if it's good for you, then go ahead and swallow it. Because at the end of the day, God can see around every single corner. He can see more than what we can see. And it's not going to feel good right away. We're not going to understand it all the time. But at the end of the day, if it's for His glory, everything will come right to the light. You'll understand everything by and by. It's a gospel song that my father used to sing. By and by, when the morning comes. So, take your time. Do what needs to be done. Don't always do what you feel like doing. Because at the end of the day, being uncomfortable shows a sign of growth. And that you're about to move to the next step. Life is not always going to serve you roses. Because roses stink. But they're very beautiful. Decide what you're going to do with whatever God has given you. When it's time to let go, let it go. You hold on to it, and if it's still not bringing you peace, that means that it's time for you to let go. It's definitely time for you to let go. You're not going to make any moves until you let go. For me, I know God was trying to get me to do something, because everything I did, I was running into a block. This weekend was, oh my God, it was so nerve-wracking this weekend when it was supposed to just run smoothly. Until I was to come on here live to ramble on like this, I know God was not going to move me forward. He was not going to move me forward. Even feeling my sister in spirit, I knew that I was supposed to come on here tonight to talk about whatever. And here I am. As uncomfortable as I am, as tired as I am, I'm here. Because if tonight is my last night, I know God will say, well done. I know that I wasn't disobedient, that I finally moved on to do what He wanted me to do and what she needed me to do, to speak for her from the grave. We all have a piece of her. We carry her with us all the time, 100%. Not a day that goes by that I don't feel my sister. Not a moment that goes by that I don't think of her. I have to hold tears back all the time. This is very rough for me because she's gone. It was three of us. Now it's two. Not an easy thing. Everybody has different relationships with their siblings and their family and stuff. My relationship with my siblings is the eldest. I never could imagine them going before me. Not even my parents. But God. And I have to move forward. I have to make sure that what I'm doing, I know everybody that has crossed over is rooting for me. Rooting for you in heaven. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, just understand it's people, your loved ones up in heaven, pushing you forward. They see everything. Don't think that they don't see you. They know everything that you're going through. They know all the feelings that you have. Everything that you're trying to hide, you can't hide it. Even if you try to be sneaky, penny nickel slick, you can't get away from it. Well, as I always say, karma got everybody's address. But just understand, God got an all-seeing eye. Your loved ones can see that as well. Do the honorable thing. Make them proud. Do what you got to do. Don't try to do this thing by yourself, because you can't. And when I say that, I mean talk to the Father. Even when He says something that you're not going to want to hear. Trust Him. He knows more than everybody. He made you. He got your back. Nobody else got your back. He got your back. Late in the midnight hour. Any time of the day. You can call on Him and He's right there. Rest yourself and be still and hear what He's trying to say. You don't got to be perfect. He know we ain't perfect. My righteousness ain't nothing but filthy rags. I can cuss like a sailor in a second. And then say the Lord's Prayer. He know me. He know me. He made me. At the end of the day, every day I try to meet the mark. Trying to do the best I can. Just in case that maybe tonight might be the night that He say, come on home. Well done. I got to make sure that what I do here counts for the kingdom. Not just for here. Because what I do, I know that it affects everybody I'm connected to. If I go up, I like to take my family up with me. Whoever don't want to go, I can't worry about that. I got to leave them where they are. I wish you well, but if you're going to hinder the growth, I can't stress myself out about it. I got to leave you where you are. I leave you with the prayer and the peace that God has given me so I can give it to you. But I have to move on. So, at the end of the day, I got to trust God with everything that I'm doing. He's going to make it so that I understand what this journey is about and what I'm supposed to do from this day forward. I believe tonight that I will get my revelation. And if not tonight, soon and very soon. I just have to keep going. And I wait to hear from Him. Because tonight was like a spirited moment. Because when I woke up this morning, I had no intentions on going live. But as the time went by, early in the morning, I knew that today was the day that I had to do what I had to do. So, I thank y'all for popping on. I didn't even care if there was nobody here. I had to be obedient. I appreciate y'all taking the time. to get on here. I don't even know what time it is. But my nephew is getting ready to go to sleep. I want to make sure that I shut the house down. As you heard the cats in the back, because they're very spoiled. Those are my son's children, my fur grandbabies. I want to make sure that I commune with God to let me know what the next move is. I speak prayer, blessings, peace, and light to you guys. And hopefully that God will continue to lift us all up. And whatever it is that we are destined to do, that He will give you the grace and mercy to fulfill it. Protection over everybody that we're connected to, whether it be our enemies, even them. They need prayer as well. I appreciate you all for coming on. I know definitely this ain't going to be the last live. I do have a YouTube channel. I have to put that together before I share that. I'm going to post this on the channel as well. I appreciate y'all. I pray for you guys. And yeah, let's all go up. Let's all move up a little bit higher. Move on to the next step. Because there's a lot to do. The world is changing. I can't focus on the negative. It's so much more negative than it is the positive. And when you dwell on the negative, that's easier to believe than the positive. So I want to try to stay focused and do whatever it is that I need to do. If there's anything that you all think that will be a good topic, reach out to me, and we could just bring it forward. Because I think the next topic will probably be connected with relationships, connected with the mental health, to bring it forward. I am in counseling myself. At the end of the day, it's up to me if I want to get healthy. And in the mind is what is where it's at. Stinking thinking can wreck your whole entire life and whatever it is you're trying to do. Anyway, you all have a great night. Love you guys, and appreciate y'all for coming on. And I'll let you know when the next live will be, or whatever the next step is, because right now I just don't know. But I appreciate y'all so much. Take care. Think about what I said. Pray on it. And I guarantee you'll get the answer. Pray my strength in the Lord that I will continue to be strong. I have a lot of work to do. I don't feel like my time is up. I have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. Sometimes I don't even talk about it. Just move in silence. So we pray for each other. And I know God will see us through. Alright. So on behalf of my family, my beloved sister, until we meet again, baby duck, love you. Love you guys. God bless.